basically, I was in touch with Neha. I was in touch with you since I had my first child, because it was a C-section, and like every pregnant lady, you want to go for a normal vaginal birth. So it took me a while to cope with the C-section, physically also, mentally also. I had a lot of breastfeeding issues. Then I came across this group on Facebook that is Inform Birthing India, and there I found out about Divya and you. And so I got in touch with you, I think through Facebook, and that's how we got talking, because I knew I was going to have two kids sooner or later. So, which is why I thought it's best to talk to you, because you've been in the field, you know how the hospitals work, how the gynaes are, what their mindset is. So, although you said there's time, we'll talk when the time comes, but I think you did drop in a few hints here and there about one, two very mother and child friendly hospitals. So then let's fast forward to 1 year when I conceived my second child. So I think as soon as I conceived, I must have messaged you, and you said, okay, there's time, we'll talk. You take Lamar's classes if you want, or let's see how things progress. Anyway, so basically, all I've been in touch with you for almost 1.5 years. You've guided me when required. Then, then personally, I tried meeting other gynaes also from other so-called commercial hospitals in Gurgaon and Delhi. So I must have consulted, I think, four, five, six gynaes maybe, and they all said no, no, no. Second baby C-section ही होगा, and 99% scar rupture हो जाएगा, ये हो जाएगा, baby ऐसे हो जाएगा. Nobody was supportive. Then ultimately, because you had told me earlier, and I'd read other birth stories also, I went to Sita Ram, and I think within my first two consultations at Sitaram, I discussed if I can have a doula on board. And so they were like, okay, we'll see how things go, because, of the pandemic, they were restricting a number of people with the a woman in labor. Um, so yeah, then my pregnancy was pretty smooth, didn't have many issues, and we were in touch. You were telling me about physical exercise and whatever I could do. I think you shared a few links as well that I could do to ease my back pain and other things and get the baby in the right position. I think spinning babies, because of the rising C-section cases, it seemed like such a task for which you have to work so hard to achieve, more like an exam, like the amount of hard work you put in, only then you're going to achieve the kind of birth you want. But that was still you have it. But then after you're done and through with it, I think it seems pretty normal physiologically and other ways. But it's hard to believe, right, when you've had a C-section for stupid reasons. I felt pressurized because, see, that's how the medical fraternity over here is. I mean, they will not tell you to be very normal, carry on with your daily activities, do what you want, and like it's a very normal natural process, and it will happen. Your labor can take 2 days, 3 days, 4 days. I know somebody who's had 5-day labor. I myself had like 1.5 days labor. So but yeah, we all get scared, we go to the hospital so early, and then it's difficult to pass time in the hospital. The staff doesn't want to invest so much time in you, so they're like, अब ये नहीं हो रहा है, dilate नहीं हो रहा है, तो C section कर दो, ये कर दो, वो कर दो. Like they themselves will not let you believe in your own body. So what can you do? Then you'll have to treat it like it's some exam for which you have to really work. I think no matter how much you read, how much you prepare, I'd read at so many places that your transition phase, like active labor, is pretty much when you're unable to talk, even speak a word. I was going through that, but at that point it didn't strike me that now my baby's crowning and I'm fully dilated, and because my water broke. Okay, so my early labor, 1 to 5 centimeters, was really, really long. Like I said, 35 and a half hours. And then my water broke, and within half an hour, I had my baby was out, and I was stitched up and everything. So yeah, when I think back, it was quite a good experience. Now I think even the labor was not very hard, although back then I was dying in pain. But yeah, overall, I feel like it was very normal because they didn't induce me, they didn't augment my labor. It was a completely drug free labor, and I can see the difference between both my kids right after birth. She latched on very well. I didn't have many issues breastfeeding. So yeah, I can feel the difference between the two kids, and body wise also, mentally also, physically, everywhere. There's a lot of difference. What's natural will be different
Yeah. Do you think that speaking to some of the other VBAC mothers helped you?
a lot.
You spoke
I
to
you
one
put
or
me
two
in
people.
touch with one or two of them. I reached out to them, and they all had the same thing to say. They like I can connect to what they say now. So really, no matter how much you prepare for it, is different for everyone. It is different in the moment, and all that preparation doesn't strike you during the labor time.
For me, it was amazing to be with you in this journey because you were always very clear on what you
Yeah,
wanted. You always knew you were
yeah.
very confident even throughout your labor. There was no doubt. Was just key.
Hmm.
They should let me do what I need to
Hmm.
do, and
Hmm.
and you were
Because I think like you had said a couple of times, just trust your body, give it time. It's different for everyone. So I'm like, okay, I just need to pass time. And how long can labor take? 1 day, 2 days, not more than that.
saying this is easy, but actually
Yeah.
leaving it is really amazing. And I mean, really full credit to you for that because you did spend one whole day at home waiting for your
Yeah.
labor to pick up, and then almost a day
12
in the
hours.
hospital. Yeah, 12 hours in the hospital. And even then, it was like you didn't know how much more time it'll take, but you were like, Jitna lagega, lagega. I'm in it.
Yeah, yeah.